You joined the military when you were very young. You literally grew up
In the military.
in the military.
Yes.
And then you leave one day and you're not supposed to come back. You have children to take care of. You know, all your children are under 5, by the way.
Yes.
So I get it. They keep you busy. From everything that you're saying, you have a very supportive husband, and that is fantastic. But what was your internal process? What did you go through because of not being in uniform any longer? Not because of anyone or because of anything, but because that was your life at that particular time.
I don't know, but I wouldn't say that I felt so much different. Maybe because I was prepared psychologically over a period of time, and I have this support system, I have a supporting husband. So it did not make me feel like I have left something I should not have, or there's something that I'm missing. Basically for me it was, been there, done that, thank God, we move on.
Okay.
It was for me, that is what even I feel up to now. I feel like, you know what, that was the part of my life. It was good. It had its own challenges. I scaled it up to the point where I realized, you know what, this war has to be taken to another field. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Because here you will lose.
Yeah, because here
you will lose.
It is not something that you have control of.
No.
When you are led to a territory where you have no control, he taught me maneuver.
Yeah. So it was not for nothing.
That ground is very important.
Ground is important, yes.
Yes. So when you are in a ground that you are not sure of victory, it is better that you change ground.
Change ground.
Yeah. So for me, it was change of ground, and it's good. I am not complaining, and I believe what I want, what I am just crying out for is those people who are not having experiences like me, those people who got out of it with not whole like I did.
Yeah.
Those who got out of it with less arm,
less leg, less eye, less teeth, less mind.
Mental. Yeah, less mental. Those people, what do they have outside here? I am still
scarred bodies, disfigured.
I can still get a job in the same job I was doing.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm also lucky because the job that I was doing in the military is outside there, available outside there, so I can continue.
Right.
What does a gunner?
I know, right?
What does he go do out there when he goes out? Yeah?
Guy was clearing mines.
Yes. Again, what does he have?
A guy was firing a gun.
This is it. You know, and
driving a tank. A guy was driving a tank.
Yes, they have to learn new skills.
Exactly.
But somebody has to invest with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, somebody has to invest in them.
Investment for integration.
Yes,
has to be done for them.
it has to be done.
Yeah, because
otherwise you may as well say
not the same person.
No.
He left their home when he was youthful, young, and energetic. Now he's coming back frail, both bodily and in the mind. What do you have for this guy? How is even the way the family receives them back? They don't have that entire family they probably had when they joined the military.
I agree with you.
They don't have that, so they don't have the parents that they left. Yeah, and some of them, their wives left because they
were never there. It's true.
Their children, when they come home, I met this retired Navy officer, and he was drinking heavily, and I managed to talk to him, and he told me, you know what?
Yeah.
When I was in the Navy, I invested in Nairobi because Nairobi was the city, and my family was here. And I was doing things for my children, and my family was here and doing things for them. I sacrificed a lot for them, and thinking that, one day I will go back home. And only for me to retire, a colonel, and I find an empty house. So my kids have all grown, they have left the nest.
Yeah.
And my wife is feeling like she's still useful enough, she joined politics. So I have the whole house for myself.
So for him, retirement, he thought the place where he was or he was going to be, everybody else would be there.
Exactly.
Big mistake.
So now he comes back to an empty nest.
Yeah.
A completely empty nest.
And he didn't even, in the process of making his sacrifices, he never connected with his kids, and he's alone.
I have a 5-bedroom house, but I can tell you that I have not been to the other rooms for the last 6 months because Because I don't even want to be in that house.
The birds
They are
have
alone.
flown. The birds have flown away.
And I think that's another investment that is not emphasized enough. Do your job, but my God, be present. You know, I've had many experiences, and I remember this particular one where this soldier said to me, I mean, if I send money home and I call and we talk, what more do they want? You see, I think also they have not been able to understand, honestly, in my view, their role as husbands, as fathers. They think it's all about provision. They don't think it's about physical presence, emotional presence, spiritual presence, psychological presence. You know, it's like that's a thing for my wife to do. You know, because men, after all, we are men, we just send money, and then if we're around, we hang out with the boys and we drink and we eat nyama choma, and that's it. But that's not how you take care of your family. The military officers who are smart and they are there, they might even talk a lot of crass. But when you see them with their families, they are present. They will even tell you, I cannot do something or go anywhere because you know what? I promised my child I would take them such and such. That's how they invest in their families. But you know, there's also a lot of group mentality in the military. You think that the way somebody is talking like this is exactly the same way he treats his wife and children. It is wrong, you know? And you, in the end, you realize you're caught out by yourself.
I used to know an officer who was very rough, very rough.
Yeah.
But he was, everybody used to say, he's one of the best family men you have ever seen. I once went to his home, despite all his roughness and whatever he used to talk. Him, the wife, and the kids at the veranda, they are playing Scrabble. Every Saturday, Sunday, chess.
Yeah.
Carry the kid in the barracks when the wife comes. They go to AFCO or whatever, or they are going to MLS. But he used to be rough.
Yes.
Extremely rough.
Yes.
But
with their families, and I think, you know, I think the thing about being in uniform is that people, like I said, people like personalize it. I'm a soldier and a soldier alone. No, you're a father, you know, you are a brother, you know, you're a son, you're a husband, and you must play those roles accordingly.
What happens is when you live alone.
This is what people don't realize, and we talk about it all the time. Yeah,
you live
alone.
And once you are outside that gate is when you realize, oh,
I'm alone.
And those phone calls that start drying out.
Yes.
Yeah? Those people you used to interact with so much, those ones, because you really have nothing in common.
I know.
With them.
I know.
You know, General Lenges, the late General Lenges, introduced part of the training and the teaching in the military. It was called 5 pillars of training.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But nowadays, everybody has forgotten them. The last one was the most...
Pillar 5.
Pillar 5. Everybody used to know about Pillar 5.
If you were to ask me, I would say today that's the problem. Everybody is doing Pillar 5. If you were to ask me.
Yeah.
Okay, not everybody.
No, it's a section.
It's a section.
Some of them don't even know what that Pillar 5 means because they've been very busy.
They've been busy fighting the war.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't even
But
know
what was meant for the Pillar 5?
Yeah.
Pillar 5 was meant that when you retire, you are ready for that retirement. That is what it meant.